This game marks the return of a legendary fighting series after more than 2 decades. And while it brings back a lot of that old-school energy, it's also packed with modern systems and wild mechanics. But is it the kind of fighter that grabs you and doesn't let go? Or does it stumble outside of the ring? Let's start with what works really well. If you're a fan of fast, fluid fighting games with depth, this one has plenty to offer. City of the Wolves uses a 5-button setup, light and heavy punches, light and heavy kicks, plus a 5th button that works with others to unleash more advanced techniques. At first glance, it seems simple, but once you start digging into it, you realize how much control and strategy is baked into every move. You've got multiple jump options too. Normal jumps, short hops for quick pressure, and long dash jumps that give you aerial mobility. The game feels more energetic and vertical than many traditional fighters, letting you approach battles with creativity and unpredictability. It's not just about raw speed though. The game brings back several classic mechanics that fans of Garou, Mark of the Wolves, will recognize, including Just Defense and Guard Cancel. Just Defense rewards you for blocking at the last possible second, giving you small advantages in the heat of battle. Guard Cancels let you immediately turn defense into offense, opening up punishing counterplays. What really makes City of the Wolves feel fresh is how it blends classic ideas with modern mechanics. You have access to breaks and feints, 2 systems that let you interrupt your own attacks. Breaks allow you to stop special moves before their recovery ends, while feints let you cancel the recovery of normal moves. It sounds technical, but what it means is you can create tricky pressure strings, extend combos, or stay safe after throwing something out. Then there's the new rev system, which adds another layer of decision-making. Think of it as your resource gauge. You can burn this meter to supercharge special moves, improve your defense, or cancel moves into one another for extended combos. But if you go too hard and max out the meter, you hit overheat, a temporary lockout that prevents further use. So you're constantly weighing aggression versus control. There's also a special section of your health bar called the SPG zone, which unlocks powerful moves like enhanced supers and REV blows, massive armored attacks designed to shift momentum. Timing when you enter this state can turn a losing round into a comeback story. Fighting games are at their best when they give you room to be creative. City of the Wolves absolutely delivers in that department. Every system mentioned earlier works together to let you express your style. Do you prefer calculated play with lots of feints and footsies? You're covered. Want to go wild with pressure and unpredictable mix-ups? That's an option too. The characters, even in the beta, offer a good variety. Veterans like Terry Bogard and Rock Howard feel familiar but come with unique pacing and rhythm. Then you've got characters like Hotaru with bounce-heavy pressure tools and B. Jeanette, who floats through the air with deceptive movement. Each one plays differently, and learning their individual quirks is both fun and rewarding. It might seem like this is an offense-heavy game, and it is, but defensive play is just as layered. With Just Defense, Rev Guard, which pushes enemies back while blocking, and well-placed movement options, you can always fight back against aggressive players. You're encouraged to study patterns and punish overextensions, which makes the learning curve feel fair. Whether you're new or experienced, you'll find tools that let you grow and improve. Even in chaotic matches, smart play shines through. But not everything lands perfectly. One of the biggest problems right now is the balance around rev blows. These are big, armored moves that can bust through almost any attack. They're only available when your health hits that specific SPG range, but when they're active, they feel a little too dominant. Yes, you can theoretically counter with your own Revy blow, but that depends on both players being in SPG mode at the same time, which isn't always the case. And while you can avoid them with smart play, their reward on hit is so high that they warp matchups when in play. For a game that prides itself on creativity, Rev blows sometimes feel like a skip neutral button, which undercuts the complexity a bit. And unfortunately, the polish doesn't extend outside of combat. Online matchmaking in the beta was pretty rough. Players reported long wait times, sometimes 5 minutes or more. Even with thousands online, you could easily get matched with someone using a poor connection, and there's no way to tell if they're on Wi-Fi or Ethernet. Yes, rollback netcode is here, but performance was inconsistent. Some good connections played worse than expected, and there were matches full of visual hiccups and delays. In a genre that depends on timing and precision, that's a problem. Menu navigation is another sore spot. For some reason, everything feels sluggish, from character select screens to loading times between rounds. Blank screens, long delays before rematches, and clunky room lobbies all add up. And it's strange that your rank is tied to your whole account instead of individual characters, which discourages experimenting with the roster. So, is Fatal Fury City of the Wolves worth playing based on demo? If you care about sharp gameplay, deep mechanics, and room to get creative with how you play, this is a game you'll want to keep an eye on. It feels fast, expressive, and rewarding. The combat has layers of strategy that keep you coming back match after match. But it's not perfect. Rev blows need some tuning, and the overall experience, especially online, feels a little behind modern standards. In a world where Street Fighter 6 and other polished fighters offer smoother menus and matchmaking, City of the Wolves might feel like it's lagging outside of battle. This is a fighting game that punches hard where it counts, but you'll need to be patient with the growing pains. If SNK can iron out the network hiccups and balance issues before full release, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves has the potential to be a real standout in the modern fighting scene. If you're curious about how Mortal Kombat 1 holds up with its brutal combat, flashy visuals, and all the new mechanics, make sure to check out the full review. Just click the link on screen and see if it's worth stepping back into the arena.